So, this is the first time I've ever actually made a video, so this is kind of different. Never used the webcam in quite this way. I don't know if what you would call this, maybe a video journal or whatever you want to call it. I'm probably not focusing very well into here. Definitely showing my experience, but there it goes. So, I am currently working on several different projects. Definitely not expecting to strike it rich anytime soon. But I am hoping to maybe present some ideas to the world. Anyone who's open-minded to the ideas that I'm ready to present. Some information, facts, relevant data, or whatever you want to call it. Those who are open-minded enough to consider it. I probably sound a little nervous right now because I am. I'm probably saying a little more than I should. Bless you. You're welcome.
You know that's going to be on your thing now.
Yes, I know that. That was my wife sneezing and pointing out that that's going to be on video. And yes, I am aware of that fact. I need to be going to bed pretty soon, but I do want to toy with this a little bit before I go to bed. Get a little bit more of a feel and some comfort for it, and at least introduce myself. Right now I'm living in a heavily urban area in Phoenix, Arizona. In fact, downtown Phoenix, not really downtown, it's actually more close to Glendale, is a better way of putting it, right near Glendale. Let me see. I gotta go to work tomorrow morning, so I do need to be going to bed pretty soon. Somewhat reasonable time. Get some sleep. I work as a cashier right now. Gonna be at work at 10 o'clock. Let's see. What else can I say? I'm something of a history buff, from to put it mildly. I've been accused of focusing a little too much on certain time periods in history. The Roman Empire, the Greeks. I have something of a fascination with comparative religions also. I'm into sci-fi, alternate history, things like that. I'm currently reading a book. Let's see. This book right here, The Guns of the South by Harry Turtledove. Let's see, show that again. Guns of the South. Another favorite period of history for me, the Civil War era. Of course, that was not history. It's alternate history. It's not actually something that happened. Some of you may be familiar with Harry Turtledove. He's considered by many people to be the master of alternate history, the number one writer of alternate history. He's a real expert, really good at it by now. He's written, I lost count of how many books. I've read quite a few of them myself, including, Crispus Rising, Guns of the South, the World War series, the How Few Remain, the Great War series, and several others like that. Let me see. Just finished my iced tea. It wasn't even iced by the time I got done with it. Let me see. I eat a bit too much. I do need to cut back on that. If I want to lose any weight, at some point I do want to lose weight. As you can see, I'm losing quite a bit of my hair. I do tend to have more hair elsewhere in my body. It would be nice if I grew some more up here. Let me see. I'm 37 years old. I am originally from a place called West Virginia. Some of you may have heard of it. me see. From something of an interesting background as far as the very blue collar, I guess you might say, in more immediate generations, but technically my ancestry is at least further back. If you go further back, is what they would call lower German aristocracy. It's the family name originally had a von in there, and they dropped at some point in the 1700s when they immigrated to the colonies, to what was then the British colonies before it became the United States. I believe it was Virginia when they immigrated to, originally from the German territory or German principality of Hesse-Kassel, actually, or Kassel, depending on how you want to pronounce that. You see, I often like to point out that I have ancestors that fought on both sides of the Civil War. I have some that were fought for the Union, some fought for the Confederacy. I have one ancestor that I actually have a picture of him wearing his Confederate uniform behind the Confederate battle flag. It was definitely one of my ancestors. He had one of the family names in my background. One of those people with 3 full names that are known, not quite like John Wilkes Booth or Lee Harvey Oswald, but, in the sense of having those kind of 3 names. But I mean, obviously not infamous like those people. Though, of course, I would point out that Oswald probably wasn't the only one who was shooting, I think most people realize that by now, that it wasn't really Oswald's bullet that killed Kennedy. Anyone really thinks that a little bit of hunting instruction would probably change that. If they got anywhere near a hunting rifle or anything having to do with marksmanship. I'm not really an expert in that area, but I know enough to know that single bullet, magic bullet theory doesn't quite wash. I'm rambling a bit, but this is again me more familiarizing myself with webcam, trying to become comfortable with it. So if I ramble a bit, it's just me, getting used to it, and it's more of a practice thing, almost an intro than anything else. Let's see. What else can I say? I am currently a song leader in my local church. My father is the pastor of that church. You see, I won't be able to attend next service because I'm scheduled to work next Sunday, so that's going to be interesting for them. I don't feel like there's going to be having much fun with that, because my dad's going to have to lead the singing, and while he's very good at singing, it's still a lot of work to be trying to pastor a church and lead the singing at the same time. It's a lot of strain on the voice. I can tell even when I try to lead the singing that it gets a strain in the voice. You're trying to lead all these hymns, and you can get winded, especially with my asthma. I do have asthma. You can get, we can get especially winded at times. I need to shave tomorrow. Having the day off today tends to, whenever I have a day off, I tend to let my face rest because I get irritated when I shave. The skin irritation gets to be a bit much. So I don't shave on my days off. I only shave when I get to work. Let me see. Currently wearing what some people might call Santa pants because they're pajama pants with the Santa, symbol. And it's not Christmas, but I just like them. They're comfortable and kind of fit my personality a little bit. The whole, a little bit chubby, a little bit, I would think a little bit jolly kind of personality I have, I think, in some ways. I like to eat. I like to, enjoy myself to a certain extent, enjoy life to a certain extent, not, get too stressed out, though I do sometimes get stressed out and worried, and especially being kind of a anxious or cautious type person. very analytical and so forth. But I can also, I like to think I have a reasonably good sense of humor and like to enjoy life, So there is that side of my personality, I like to cut up and joke, There's some examples of some of the music I'm into. I'm very, very fond of this particular Irish music or folk music, whatever you want to call it, group. Oh, sorry, wave it in the right way where you can see it. These ladies. Oh, somebody's calling me. I'm going to go ahead and do that. That was Celtic Woman, one of my favorite groups. Oh, let me pause this so I can deal with whatever it is my wife is wanting me to come over for. Let me just go check and see what that is.